once again to Starseed Rising 333. I'm glad you've tuned back into this channel. And if it's your first time, welcome. This reading is going to be a general collective reading. And I'm filming this reading on Friday, the 18th of April, 2025. Whatever messages that come up, please take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you do enjoy this reading, please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe or share, or just leave a comment. Once again, I hope everyone has or is enjoying the end of the week, all right, and looking forward to the weekend. I hope you enjoy in your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I also want to say thanks to all my supporters, my viewers, my subscribers, anyone who have taken the time out to watch my videos, or shared my videos, left comments, click the like button, subscribed or shared. Thank you ever so much for your support. Whatever you did in the past or what you're about to do is much appreciated. Thank you ever so much. All right, and please don't forget to check the description box after the reading, because I'd like to recommend a few books. All right, so please check out the description box after the reading when you have the time. All right. And another thing to remember that oracle and tarot readings is all to do with energy. It's timeless and it's also non-gender. He could be a she can be a he. All right. So, before I use any of the decks, all right, I just want to use this deck. It's called Raise Your Vibration, to keep the energy, all right, the vibration frequency high around this reading. So I'm going to be selecting one card from this deck just to see what vibe our spiritual team would like us to remember, to think about. Okay, they want me to select this card, and it says here, truth is my teacher. Truth is my teacher. All right. So the message that's coming up from this card is to try and be as authentic as possible, or always to speak truth with integrity as well is very important. All right, so I'm just going to just read a bit more, all right, on this card. So please bear with me. It's 78, page 78. So let's see. Okay, it says, before you were in this life, before you were in this body, you chose to come to earth. Okay, because we are all we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. All right, so we've had many past lives. Okay, and then we were incarnated into this earth. Not everything was set out for you, but you did set the intention that you leave this world in a better state than you found it in. This is why, ever since you were young, you've searched for meaning and wanted to understand the greater mystery of life. It's why you spend time asking big questions, developing your intuition, okay, which is your gut feeling, and opening up to the universe in your spiritual practice. Okay, and you don't need to be on like a sort of on a spiritual path, okay, because you could be on a religious path, or maybe you and not on any path. It doesn't really matter. Okay, this reading is for everyone. Everything that you have done and experienced in your lifetime has led you to where you are now. This moment is crucial. You may be wondering where you go from here. With this card, the universe is inviting you to simply embody your truth. Your truth is who you are at your core. Let that truth rise up. Okay, that's all to do with your true self, your true authentic self. All right, and out for the world to see. And then you'll remember why you are here. Okay, now if you somehow feel lost and you don't know your purpose and whatever, I do inner soul healing work. Okay, that can help you, as well as shadow work, or rather something. Or maybe you might be someone who is able to read cards for yourself. So I would advise you maybe get um, a soul deck that can help you, um, because inner soul healing is connected to shadow work, even um, inner child healing as well. So I do these readings. So please check out my channel. All right. And also I did put a video out about why shadow work is so important. All right, because when you do shadow work and all these ones that are connected to shadow work, you can then discover who you truly are. Okay, and even discover your true life purpose as well. Okay, in the process. All right, because life is ongoing. It's a learning process, and it's all to do, and it should be based on love. All right. Okay. And the vibe of the day is I let my truth reveal my purpose. I let my truth reveal my purpose. Okay, so that's the vibe of the day. All right. All right. So I'm just going to quickly go through the downloads. Not, I didn't have a lot. All right, but I'll just go through them quickly. All right. All right. So some of the picture of animals that I've come across is the puma. Okay, I found out that it's the puma's spirit. Okay, is to do with courage, strength. All right. Also the whale, elephant, seal. All right. Hawk and rabbit. Okay. So some of you might have the Chinese side of the rabbit as well as, and also the pig as well. So you could also be the Chinese sign, zodiac sign of the pig. All right. Also a fork, a spoon, a horseshoe, flowers. Okay, so it could be that you might be or have been rewarded for something. um Also, I saw some words, okay, where it says a higher level, so some of you might have ascended from where you are now. I also saw a scarf, chairs, empty chairs outside. um if you see chairs outside, okay, it could mean that somebody has left your life or is about to leave your life. Also cherries, um the word ego, code, OCD. Okay, so maybe someone might be you know have that sort of health condition. um Code, you may be accessing something if you're on the spiritual path. And also ego, it could be like somebody is doing things out of their ego. um Also, I noticed that there was when I was walking past a shop, I saw a bottle with elastic bands inside. Now this could mean a lot of things spiritually. Okay, it could mean that maybe somebody um has a lot of attachments. Okay, or they could feel trapped because of whatever they have been or are attached to. Okay, it could be that you might receive a message from someone who has a lot of a touch. So it could mean different things. I also saw boxing gloves. Um, and I keep hearing these words, or catch me outside, like somebody wants to fight. I don't know what that's all about. And something again about competition. All right, something about competition. Okay, maybe you might be doing something and somebody is jealous of what you're doing. Okay, maybe jealous of your position. But you know what, if you are on a spiritual life path or journey, it's got not I've already said in my previous videos, all right, that when you are in Allah's army, I call him Allah because I'm a Muslim, right? But when you are in God's army, okay, there is no competition, because even though, like, we are all have a mission, we all have a mission, we are all unique, we have our own challenges. At the end of the day, all right, the aim is the same. All right, the aim is the same, because we are in the age of Aquarius. We are in judgment season. Okay, we are in a spiritual war. It's truth against falsehood. All right, and if you are, or you see yourself in God's army, right, then you shouldn't be focusing on what somebody else is doing. Focus on your mission. Okay, and part of the mission is to raise the frequency and vibration on this planet Earth, as well as healing yourself. All right, because when you heal yourself, you also heal your lineage. Okay, clearing all those karmic energies. Okay, karmic debt, things that no longer serve your high purpose. And we should all be as well generational curse breakers as well. All right, moving away from what doesn't serve us, things that has been passed down through family DNA or through the ancestral line. Okay, that is what we are here to do. And if you're not sure, all right, then maybe you might need to take some time out, meditate, pray. Okay, because that's the most popular prayer of all, to find out what your purpose is. And you do not need to have spiritual gifts, all right, to be able to find out what you're like. All you need to do is to connect to source, connect to Mother Gaia, Father God, or whatever name you call your higher power. All right. So quickly, some of the crystals that our spiritual team would like us to work with. So these energies might not be you. Okay, these energies could be cross watchers, or people that's around you, or you associated with, because it's all to do with energy. All right, so some of the crystals we've got that our spiritual team would like us to work with is sodalite, rose quartz, watermelon, and black tourmaline, rainbow obsidian, red jasper, cerussite, Iceland spar, but it's also known as Icelandic calcite. All right. And if you want to know more about crystals, all right, I'll put the name of a book. All right. The one I usually use is this one, is called the Crystal Bible. All right, and if okay, so if you want to know more about chakras, um, about the different spiritual gifts, I'll put the names of some books there. All right, and some of the numbers that I've come across is 111, 13, 66, 88, 777, 927, 436. 1887 44 262 05 and 444. All right, and if you keep coming across these sequence of numbers, all right, this is a very good book, but I put some another one as well. It's called Angel Numbers, so please check the description box. Okay, if you want to know more about basically about numbers, angel numbers, and so forth. All right. Okay. So before I get into the reading to see what energies are around the collective, all right, I'm just going to be using this deck first of all to see what advice our spiritual team would like to give us, what we should be focusing on, thinking about, and so forth. All right, so I'm going to be using the Energy Oracle Cards deck. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, what does the collective need to focus on today? What do they need to focus on? Okay, so our spiritual team would like us to focus on healing at this present time. Okay, all right, it's on number 51. When you add the two numbers, it gives you the number 6, and numerology is all to do with communication, cooperation, and harmony. All right, and it's also to do with our health, okay, as well as our vitality. So maybe some of us need to pay more attention to our health to make sure that we make healthy choices, okay, when it comes to our life. And every time I see this card, it just reminds me of Archangel Raphael. Okay, so if you are interested in working with the angels, you can call on Archangel Raphael to help you. All right. Okay, it could be maybe in order for you to um find more balance in your life. Okay, because we've got yin and yang here, and that's to do with our, because we all embody masculine and feminine energies. All right. The feminine energy is also to do with feminine power, creativity, fertility, expression, and the finer things in life. The masculine's energy is to do with authority, masculine power, leadership, structure. So maybe that we might be in balance in one of these areas. All right. So we can call on maybe Archangel um, Metatron to help us to balance these energies, okay? And that will probably help us to overcome any challenges. Okay, you might be this is on 22, so you could be a life path 4. Okay, and when you add the two numbers, all right, 4 in numerology does refer to structure, stability, and manifestation. All right. So maybe that by balancing these energies, it will help you to be more creative. Okay, and to also to help you to build a stronger foundation. Okay, when it comes to your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional body to overcome any challenges, which will lead to victory. All right. This is when you add the two numbers, it gives you a number 10. But then again, in Oracle or Tarot readings, when you remove the 0, it'll give you a 1. And 1 talks about new beginnings, new opportunities. Okay. All right, we've got another 10 here. Okay, so we've got 10, 10. Or you could be a life path 1 as well. Um, Again, so it says storm warming. So something might probably come unexpectedly. Okay, because when I see this card, it's almost I usually see this as the tower card in the traditional tarot. It's like something's going to come or may come unexpectedly. All right. But what our spiritual team is saying that um to also to help us to feel more balanced, that we need to take time out to rest and rejuvenate. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm going to be using this deck to see um what energies are around the collective at this time, and whatever messages that come up, please take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, as I said that um tarot oracle readings, they're timeless, non-gender. Okay, he can be a she can be a he, and it's all to do with energy. So I'm going to be using this deck, Heal Yourself, okay, and see what comes out. I hope everyone is doing okay, all right, and looking forward to the weekend, okay. I hope you have something exciting planned, okay, because it's going to be a very long weekend, okay. Because of Easter, okay, and then you've got Easter Monday, the holiday, okay. So it's a good time to rest and rejuvenate, okay. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, what are the current energies around the collective at the moment? Okay, so the first one we have is courage, courage. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, what are the current energies around the collective? Okay, we've got Phoenix rising, Phoenix rising. Okay, we've got entrapment, entrapment. We've got inner child, okay, and rejection, okay. Right. Okay. So at the top of the deck, we've got home, all right, and at the bottom of the deck, we've got help from above, all right. Okay. So let me see if I can. I don't know if I can. You know what I'll have to do is put, because I don't have enough space here. Let me move this box. All right. So I hope. Okay, I should be able to spread them out. I hope you can. Okay, let me see if I can put them on a stand, because I think you can be able to see the pictures better, right? Although the pictures are a bit dark. Okay. Okay. About enough space, but I'll see. Okay, so we've got here, all right, we've got courage, phoenix rising, entrapment, inner child, and then we've got rejection. All right, so this could be this it looks to me, all right, that this energy, okay, could belong to one person or group of people here. um you could be this phoenix rising, um or maybe it could be somebody, okay, who maybe doesn't have the courage to sort of like rise from wherever they are. Maybe they feel trapped. Okay, it could be to do with uh inner child wounds or pain, um and maybe one of the things that they experience as a child is reject they probably at one point they probably experience rejection, um and it could be probably that's why at the top of the deck you got home. All right, because home does talk about going within, okay, healing any past life wounds or trauma, okay, that, and also it's to do with self-love as well, and to be in tune with oneself, to accepting is all to do with self-acceptance basically. Okay, and maybe they don't know how to connect, but then that's why you've got at the bottom of the deck it says help from above. All right, so maybe they need to connect with the higher power, the divine, to help them to move from, maybe they're scared to do that because you got the word courage here. All right, but again, these can belong to different people. It could be maybe you might embody some of these energies, maybe people you're associated with. It could be past energy, it could be current energy, it could be something that's going to happen in the near future or distant future, or it could be energies which are around other people, that's of energies that's around you. Okay, because it's all to do with energy. So I'm going to be using the everyday witch, all right, and see what comes out. So I'm going to be clarifying courage, okay, and see what comes out. Or maybe they don't have, or you don't have the courage to do something. So let's see. It could be something related to this because you've got truth is my teacher, about speaking the truth, being authentic, being your true self. So let's see. Okay, we've got the star. Okay. All right. So the star energy, okay, is to do with is to do with healing. Okay. Okay, you've got the devil here. Okay, so the devil's energy, all right, is to do with it could be to do with fear, addiction, egotism, restriction, materialism, all right. And the star could also mean wishes being fulfilled. Okay, now we've got here the chariot. Hmm. Got the chariot, all right. And then you got three of pentacles here. Okay. Um, from what I'm seeing here, okay, because the word Hecate, it could be that maybe you or somebody you associated with might be in some form of relationship. Um, it could be a family dynamic. It could be a workplace as well, because you got Three of Pentacles. Um, it could be friendship as well. Um, but whatever it is, okay, this relationship is a karmic relationship, and maybe you do not have the courage, okay, to move away. Maybe these people that you're associated with, maybe they're not really good company. They don't inspire you, or you don't feel happy. Maybe you don't feel recognized for whatever it is of your achievements. um and maybe currently not able to decide what to do, where to go, because you got the Chariot here. All right. It's like maybe you don't have the willpower, all right, to move away from this situation. um it could be that what's holding you back, because you got the Star here. So the Star does talk about which is fulfilled. So maybe if you were to have the courage to move away from this situation, your wishes will be fulfilled. Okay. Um, because that will lead you to an Ace of Pentacles. Okay, which will lead you to new opportunities, prosperity as well. Or it could be that somebody, okay, if they're acting out of their shadow side, okay, maybe they don't have the courage to leave, or maybe you might be dealing with a King of Swords, all right, at the moment. Maybe this could be a relationship, okay, where you are with a ten of, or it could be somebody else around, because as I said, also with energy, this story doesn't always have to belong to you, all right, where um someone is in a karmic relationship and it's a third party situation, and they are maybe don't have the courage to leave this this situation, because they're probably scared that that for some reason um they might lose money, or maybe that's the reason why they're staying in. But with the Devil head, this is definitely a karmic relationship. All right, so let's see. So I'm going to be using some other decks to clarify these cards as well. Okay, so let me just use the situation and see. Okay, deck to see what comes up. So the spirit will just clarify courage. Okay, so you've got here, um, right. So this could be a third party situation, because you've got seduction, and then you've got attraction, teasing, hooking up, and date, third party. All right. Um, maybe you've already, if that's your story, maybe you've already had the courage to move away, okay, from this situation, because it says cut, it says cut down, cutting out, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment. Okay, this could have been a marriage or some form of partnership, because it says wedding rings, union and marriage, soul connection. It could be even a partnership. Okay, it could even be a family dynamic. It says everlasting love, devotion. Okay, so you might have been very devoted to this situation, or maybe this person might have been with somebody. Okay, take the energy as it resonates. Okay, and then it goes on to say the runner, fear of intimacy, running away, intensity, and letting go. All right. So maybe that's something that you've already done. And then you got her, or maybe if you were to do that, or if this person was to do that, they'll probably experience more happiness, joy, because it says that paradise, happiness and joy, playfulness, enjoying each other, honeymoon phase. Okay, or maybe you or this person, because you got mirror, mirror each other, self-reflection, introspection, inner wounds. All right, let's see what else. But from what's the cards, the tarot cards that came out, it looks to me like somebody is afraid to have the courage, all right, to move away from a situation. Okay, or maybe they have. It could be you, all right. Let me just see what else. Okay, I'm using the what lies beneath. Okay, so this could be a toxic situation because obviously you have the devil out there. This person could probably have very outdated beliefs. All right, this person could be very manipulative. There could be a lot of lies in this situation, and this person could be very domineering. um okay, this person could also be very emotionally manipulative. Okay, and probably always makes bad choices. All right, and maybe this is the reason why this relationship is toxic. All right, that's why the devil showed up. Okay, let me use what's the vibe. Let me use the what's the vibe and see what, if I can get anything on this one. So if you've moved away, this person could be all in their head, or maybe you are all in their head. And this card doesn't even belong to this deck. All right, so maybe you are overthinking, stressed whether you should leave this toxic situation. Because this card is from the what's the tea deck. So let's see. Okay. So you could be a woman or embody feminine energy. All right. Um, maybe you've moved away, had the courage to move away from this situation. It does say follow your dreams, make up your mind, believe in yourself. Okay, so maybe um somebody needs to hear that in order to move away from a toxic situation. Okay, they could have been dealing with somebody who's quite envious. It says resentful, competitive, discontent. Okay, this person could also be a bitter, angry, or petty person. All right. All right, and maybe or you could be dealing with, or maybe it depends on the energies that's around it. They could be dealing with somebody who they can't trust, because it says lack of trust, disloyal, turn back turn back on. Okay, and they could also be somebody who's quite paranoid, because you've got paranoid, cautious, insecure, guarded. Okay. So I'm going to be clarifying Phoenix rising. So I guess if this person was to get the find the courage to move away from this situation or from this group of people, um maybe it will give them an opportunity to heal. Okay. um because Phoenix rising is all about moving away from anything that is toxic, healing, all right, yourself, all right, to be more connected with spirit, more in tune with yourself as well. Holy Spirit, please clarify Phoenix rising. Phoenix rising. Okay, so you've got the Nine of Cups. So you might be in this energy right now. You know, happy, abundant at this present time. Okay, if you've already moved away from the situation, okay, you might be feeling quite balanced. Okay, since you've probably ended a cycle with someone or group of people because you got the world. All right. You could be quite guarded of whatever it is that you have, because you got Four of Pentacles here. Okay, and maybe investing a lot of time in yourself, what you have. All right. Guarding against anyone or individuals who can be quite deceptive, because you got Seven of Swords here. All right. And you also got Two of Cups, so you might be just, like just happy, just having a more harmonious, balanced relationship with yourself. Okay. let's see what um let's see what else. Let's see. Okay. Using the hearts hidden. So you've got a hoping, expecting, faith, manifesting. So you're probably doing that at the moment. Okay. Maybe manifesting more abundance. You might be creating something new. All right. Um, if you've left a toxic situation or karmic situation, this obviously was there was lessons to be learned. Okay, this was probably a past life connection. Because you got past life, you got deja vu, repeated patterns, karmic lessons. Okay, maybe the people or person that you were dealing with, this person was probably wearing a mask. You got pretending mask, exaggeration. Okay, this person could still be obsessed with you since you walked away. You've got obsession, infatuation, um, adoration, but this person probably has some form of addiction, and maybe that's why you decided to cut ties with this person. And then it says, or maybe you've reached breaking point and was able to move away from this situation, because it says breaking point, limit, final straw, overwhelmed. Or maybe this person feels overwhelmed since you've cut ties, and it says finality, farewells, leave behind, closure. So maybe you've brought closure to the situation. If you are the Phoenix rising, okay. So take the or maybe you need to do that in order to become this Phoenix rising, okay. So let me just see. Okay, let me just use this and just to, yeah, using the shadow love deck. So there, clearly there was a lot of negativity. Okay, because it says here, like a dark cloud above, you are depressed, extreme mood. So you could be dealing with somebody who was very depressed, or maybe whoever that you've left behind, this person probably is quite depressed about this. situation. Okay. And something that you need to remember, if you are this phoenix rising, okay, you need to remember that like attracts like. All right. So that is something that you need to remember. Okay, this was probably just a never ending story because you got a vicious cycle pattern of relationship issues, bad habits, no win situation. So there could have been a lot of arguments between you and this person, or there could be a lot of arguments within other people. Just take the energy as it resonates. And maybe this person was very, or somebody was very undecisive. There could have been a third party situation because it says choosing between lovers competing for affection. All right. And as a result, you might have felt alone in this situation. Just decided to cut cords with this person. Okay, so I'm going to be clarifying entrapment. All right, and see what that's about. Let me use the tarot. For the spirit one, please clarify entrapment. Okay. Wow, you got the death card here. Okay, so there's definitely some, there've been some ending, or maybe or you, I don't know, or maybe you were in a situation where somebody has left you. Take the energy as it resonates. Okay. The death card could represent loss, endings. It could also represent, in spiritual terms, rebirth, change, transformation. All right. um it could be an end to depression, stagnation, old habits. Okay. But if you notice on that, you could see this cord is being cut. So maybe you've cut cords from an individual. Okay. Because you got the death card here. You've got 4 cups. And maybe this, whoever you've cut ties with, if you're on a spiritual path, okay, when I see this card, it just reminds me of Archangel Michael. And if you find difficult to do that, or have the courage to do that, you can always call on Archangel Michael to help you cut cords from anything, people, places, things that no longer serve your higher purpose. And as a result, this person probably is in the 4 cups energy, not feeling satisfied. They could be feeling bored. All right. Or maybe you cut ties with this person because you didn't feel appreciated in the situation. All right, as well. Maybe you were dealing with somebody who, had many options because you got 7 of cups. Okay. Or maybe this person created a lot of illusions. Because 7 of cups does talk about illusions, okay, that maybe kept you trapped, or keeping you trapped from a situation. Okay. And maybe eventually you could have got clarity because you got the sun here. The sun talks about um clarity. Okay. About this individual who maybe didn't invest a lot in it, because got Knight of Pentacles. This could be a business scenario because Knight of Pentacles energy is a very slow energy. All right. And maybe since you moved away or cut cords, maybe someone now feels trapped. Okay. Because obviously you're receiving your justice. Okay. Or this could be a legal matter, and maybe this person now feels um trapped, or you found the strength to move away from this situation because you got strength card there. All right. You could be embody the Queen of Pentacles energy. And if you are a man watching this, okay, we all embody both masculine and feminine energies. And maybe you walked away from this situation, and now feel more grounded, more abundance. You probably feel more balance. You could also embody the Queen of Cups energy. Or if this was a third party situation, they could have been dealing with, they could have brought into the equation of the relationship somebody who embodies the Queen of Pentacles energy, or the Queen of Cups energy here. All right. And now, because this relationship has come to an end, this person feels somehow backstabbed because you've got 10 of Swords. um and I guess it's all to do with the decisions and choices they made, if that's your story. Okay, because you got the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune talks about fate. All right, it's all to do with fate. It's all to do with the decisions and choices that we make, and this person probably now feels left out in the cold because you got 5 of Pentacles. Okay. All right. Or they could be trapped in their head regarding whatever decisions they made in the past regarding you. So take them energy as it resonates. Okay. So let me use the broken mirror and see deck and see what comes up on this. On this. Maybe this person acted that way because there's a lot of maybe because sometimes too, when people are unfaithful is because they've maybe experienced some form of rejection or abandonment, and as a result it makes them feel very insecure and feel the think that or if somebody, or if they felt somehow someone abandoned them, okay, as a child or earlier on in their growing up years, or even as an adult, they've had um many cases of rejection. Maybe that's what caused them to be unfaithful. All right. Or it could be something that has happened. They could have experienced something else in there, and there's some things that need to be healed. That's what caused them to act that way. All right, because sometimes you need to see things from a higher perspective as well. All right. Okay. Okay, it looks like that this person may be planning to call you, because it says planning text, phone call, meeting up. Okay. Okay, you might have followed your intuition in order to help you move away from this situation because you got guidance, or maybe you relied on your spiritual connection, because it says guidance, faith, healing, intuition, dreams. Okay, the person that you were dealing with, maybe they had many addictions. This was probably a toxic connection because you got broken mirrors, addiction, roller coaster, toxic connection. Okay, you could have been dealing with a person or people who are very self-absorbed. Yeah. All right. And this was definitely probably this was most likely a karmic soul contract. Okay, or it could be to do with soulmates. All right. Or some form of a karmic partnership here. All right. Let's see. Maybe that's why they're all in their head. Okay. Let's see what I'm going to be using the message of love, okay, and see what comes out, okay, from this deck. All right, so let's see. Please clarify entrapment. Okay, yeah, I think they just feel trapped in their head, or all in their head, because it looks like that you've moved on, because it says new chapter. All right, I am trying to move on. Okay, and this person somehow feels neglected. It says, I fail to give you what you need. Okay, maybe this person was holding back from love. It says, holding back, I should have expressed myself better. Okay. Maybe you're still healing from this situation. It says, damage, we are both hurting from this. Okay. And then it goes on to say here, absence, I feel like a part of me is missing without you. Okay, so this person could be reminiscing. It could be a group of people. It could be family members. Or it could be just someone that maybe a partner, romantic partner you left behind. Or it could be a spouse as well. Okay, so all right, so what I'm going to do is clarify the next card where it says inner child. Okay, so again, let me just shuffle the tarot deck and see what comes up for this one. Holy Spirit, please clarify inner child. Holy Spirit, please clarify inner child. So we've got 8 of Wands. So I don't know, maybe something has happened. This is, this is considered as a karma card, so I don't know. Maybe by you moving away, this was probably they could be under judgment because of what they did. I don't know. But this is also talks about speed, action, excitement. That's the energy. It could be to do with the shadow side, okay? It's to do with setbacks, instability, frustration, okay? We've got Knight of Pentacles here. Yeah. Because you've got Knight of Pentacles. Maybe they want to come back to offer you some, or it's something to do with past, what they did in the past. Okay, if this is your story, because you got Knight of Pentacles. Okay, and as I said, Knight of Pentacles is something, is a very slow energy. Okay, and maybe because of what they did in the past. Okay, maybe they could be something, maybe is probably affecting their money. They probably experiencing or having, as I said, a tower moment. Um, Maybe they could be dealing with the justice system, something to do with money. Okay, or maybe when you had the strength, okay, to walk away, it could have somehow had a negative effect, okay, on their money, um or financial stability, I should say. Maybe they feel somehow stagnant, okay, but um Knight of Pentacles also talks about somebody who is lazy, and selfish. So maybe, you or somebody else could have been dealing with somebody else who was very selfish, and they had the strength. Maybe they were investing a lot of money. It could be a business scenario, because you got 7 of Pentacles here, all right? And maybe um there was no balance in this situation, and as a result, you could have walked away, all right? Um, or you could have been dealing with somebody who is much younger, because pages, knights, or somebody else say like, like, not, they're not it's not a child energy, but somebody who's maybe like much a younger, all right, or a younger energy. Okay, you could be somebody who embodying the Queen of Pentacles energy, or you might have been dealing with somebody who embodies the Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay, you could be this Queen of Swords, or it could be the other way around. Okay, take the energy as it resonates, or you could be this person who embodies the Queen of Pentacles energy and dealing with somebody who embodies the Queen of Swords energy. Who is operating from the shadow side. Okay, the Queen of Swords energy in the shadow side is somebody who who he's is this person is not somebody who can be quite manipulative, somebody who's quite bossy as well, someone who feels insecure. All right. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, the shadow side is could be somebody who is quite manipulative, someone who is greedy, selfish. Okay, maybe this person who you are dealing with, this person probably um acts that way. Okay, if it's to do with money or love, maybe. But to me, this could be. I think this is more like it could be like a money situation. I don't know, but it could be maybe that they're just feeling that if they were to be more giving in a situation, that they're going to lose out on something. I don't know, because sometimes people do put money over love. Okay, unfortunately, it does happen. Okay, let me use a panther for this. Okay, I'm just to clarify this card a bit more. Holy Spirit, one, please clarify inner child, inner child. Okay. Well, you've got death again comes out, so you might have ended or overcome some victory over this person or situation, because you've got triumph here. You've probably definitely put an end to this, okay? Or some, because you got death, the death card here, and maybe this person, you might have ended this trend, and this person now feels all stressed. Okay, they're probably having a lack of sleep while you're over here being all calm and collective. Maybe they, at the beginning, they could have pretended that that they cared for you because you got reservation, but this was definitely some form of karmic contract here, because you got commitment, binding, obstruction, contract. Maybe you've overcome this, or maybe that's something that they need to overcome. I don't know. But then because you got perseverance, challenge, endurement, resolution. Maybe that's what they're hoping. Okay, because you got collaboration. This could be to do with family. All right. Um, maybe since you walked away, now they see that you're somebody who's quite loyal. Okay, but you probably receiving your justice. Okay, and if it was a sort of like a relationship, this could have been a third party situation. Maybe this person hesitated, maybe because they've got inner child, or it could be like family members, depending on your story. Okay, maybe there was some type of hesitation regarding a situation. Okay, or they hesitated to do something. All right. um let's see what let me see hearts. Let me use the hearts hidden. You could have been somebody who was quite loyal, because it's got trusting, reliable, reliability, believing, or maybe they weren't, okay? And maybe they're now experiencing karma, because it says consequences, cause and effect, debts, okay? Holy Spirit, please clarify inner child. Maybe since you walked away, they're having a tower moment, or having some form of epiphany, because it says realizations, epiphanies, understanding, awakening. Okay, this could have been, as I said, karmic connection, because it says soulmates, deep love, unity, connection. All right. This person or people could have been wearing a mask. It says bluff, pretending, mask, exaggeration. Okay. Maybe they're hoping to have a second chance, because it says return, second chance, opportunity, making amends. Okay. Um, and you could have been dealing with members of your family. It says family, fertility, parenthood, pregnancy, or you could have had a family with this individual. Um, because a work scenario can be seen as an organization, can be seen as a family, all right? And it says that finality, farewells, leave behind closure. So, okay, so you might have brought closure to this situation. Just take the energy as it resonates, okay? Okay, so I'm going to be clarifying the last card where it talks about rejection, and see what comes up, okay? Holy Spirit, please clarify rejection. Holy Spirit, please clarify. Okay, so you've got Three of Pentacles. Okay, so you could be dealing with a group of people. Okay, could either be dealing with somebody who embodies the Queen of Wands, or you could be in this, or you could be in this energy, Queen of Wands energy. Okay, then you got Queen of Cups here, so you could embody this, or maybe somebody embodies this. Okay, or you could be dealing with like a maybe a Queen of Wands energy, as well as a Queen of Cups energy. You've got Ten of Swords. Here you got Wheel of Fortune. Wow, and then you got Death again. So maybe what I'm getting here, okay, so maybe you've ended a cycle with a group of people here. This is what I'm you know, seeing it, because you've got, again, Queen of Pentacles is on the top of the deck, as well as Queen of Swords. Okay, maybe there was no balance in this situation. There was no equal give and take. Okay, because you got here Temperance, you've got Queen of Swords, you've got um Six of Pentacles here. So you could be I mean, you got Three of Pentacles, right? But you could have been dealing with let me see, one up to 4, maybe 5, 6. I would say, yeah, I'm just checking here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe even up to 10 people. All right, but just take the energy as it resonates, okay? Because you could be this Queen of Swords who have, Queen of Swords who have cut ties, okay, ended a cycle with a group of people. Um, hair. You've got an amazing thing. You've got like how many queens are here? Wow. You've got one, two. Let me see. I'm just checking. One, two, three. You've got. Okay, I think you could be definitely in this Queen of Swords if this is your story. Okay, and be dealing with, or you could embody this, but then the Empress didn't come out. However, the High Priestess is on the top of the deck. So you could have been dealing with like four people who embody this Queen energy: one of Pentacles, one Wands, a Cups, and a Sword. All right, and you could have been this. I used your intuition to move away, and probably this group of people or this person embodies, or maybe you embody both the Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups energy. All right, as being the High Priestess, and I've just cut ties. Okay, because again, you got the Wheel of Fortune here. All right, so definitely a cycle has come to an end, and obviously got the Death card here. All right, and whoever was left behind, they somehow feel rejected, okay, and feel somehow backstabbed because you moved away from the situation. Let me use okay, let me use this one. Let me use the situation. Okay. Holy Spirit, please clarify rejection. Holy Spirit, please clarify rejection. Okay, it says sword and rose, clarity and truth, revelations, honor and protection, determination. So you might have found out something. Okay, because it says clarity and truth here. Okay, maybe you're dealing with in an individuals who had outdated thinking, conditioning. Okay, maybe they're replaying events all in their head. All right. Definitely this was a karmic relationship because it says resentments. It says also resentments and triggers, perception, intensity, and letting go, turmoil and fleeting. So you might have moved away from this situation. Maybe there was a lot of turmoil, lot of disagreements, conflict. Um, you could be this butterfly because obviously we have phoenix rising on the table. Okay, it says but butterfly evolving and growth next phase, healing in a child, releasing the past. So that's something that you might have done, or maybe that's what some of these individuals need to do. Okay, and as a result, if you've done that, you might have ascended because it says learning and expansion, transcending, preparing for union next phase. um, and again, you've got coffin. It says new beginnings, liberation, reborn and transition, tragic endings. Okay, so because maybe some of you have already, if this these messages resonate with you whatsoever, maybe you have cut ties with these individuals or individual. Okay, and maybe have found the courage to move away. um he heed the calling, ascended, all right, and become um the phoenix rising, or phoenix from the ashes. Okay, all right, so okay, so let me just see what else. Let me see what other deck. Let me use the vibe. Let me use this one. Let me just see what else I can get. Let me use the what's the vibe. Holy Spirit, please clarify rejection. Yeah. Maybe they were delaying, because there's something to do with time. It says delay, procrastination, too busy. So maybe they sort of like took time to bring you this cup of love. All right. Um, maybe now they feel very insecure because you are sort of guarded, and they are now having some they're probably paranoid with this. But whether you are dealing with this person or individuals, they were two-faced. It says two-faced, double life, cheater, backstabber. Okay, even though they might want to contact you to say that they're missing you, they wish for a reunion. It says longing, missing you, let's talk reunion, reunion. Okay, it also says a burned bridges, lack of trust, disloyal, turned turned back on. So maybe they are hoping. Okay, okay. But you've probably taken the steps, okay, to follow your dreams. It says possibilities, follow your dreams, make and you've suddenly you maybe believe in yourself, or maybe I don't know. Again, you are definitely dealing with karmic soulmates, or it could be a false twin flame or romantic partner that you are dealing with. Could be a marriage, all right, or maybe you've moved on, and these people or person is quite envious of you moving on because you are at peace. They could be quite resentful, um, but also quite discontent with their life, and somehow feel bitter, angry. Okay, because you've moved away or cut ties. Um, but this relationship was very toxic. Got toxic drama, arguments, incompatible. All right. Let's just use one more deck. Use that one situation. Let me use this to see what comes out. Let me use the situation deck. Let's use shadow love and no, shadow love. Um, hearts hidden. Maybe they feel like a lost soul since you moved away, because it says a mistakes, misunderstood victim, lost soul, or maybe that's what they're gonna maybe use as an excuse. Okay. Um, and maybe hoping to or want to come in and want you to start over. But this person or people, if it's a relationship, this person could have had multiple choices, and maybe that's what they want to confess. It says to you, or it could be to do something. It says confessions, unveiling, coming clean messages. All right. Okay, but you've definitely put an end, because it says finality, farewells, leave behind closure. Okay, and this could be family, to do with family members. It says family, fertility, parenthood, pregnancy. Okay. Okay. Maybe they're hoping, or this person is hoping again to have a second chance. It says return, second chance opportunity to make amends. Okay, but again it says pretending, mass exaggeration. Okay, and this was definitely a karmic connection, because it says soulmates, deep love, sorry, unity, connection. And they may be experiencing, or this person or people may be experiencing tower moments, because again you got realization, epiphanies, understanding, awakening, Okay, and unfortunately they could be, or receiving some form of karma, because you got karma, consequences, cause and effect, debts. Okay, so it could be that because at the end of the day it's all to do with energy, intention and energy. Okay, karma doesn't discriminate. Okay, it just depends on what you put out there, your intentions, your energy. Okay, as well. Okay, so I'm going to be using this deck, African Gods, okay, to see what comes out, okay, from the Orishas regarding this situation. Okay, let me just shuffle and see what message the let me just remove these cards, because these ones are to do the moon phases. So what advice message does the Orishas have for the collective? Okay, so let's see. Okay, this is from the Orisha Aika. It says that to avoid reality only makes you face the same issues again and again. All right. Now, this is on a number 28. When you add the two numbers, it gives you a number 10. And 10 in numerology talks about completion, end of a cycle, and also it could represent renewal. Okay, so let me just get a stand. So now there are negative and positive messages, okay, regarding this card. Now this falls on a negative aspect. All right, so it says that as if playing with a powder keg at the edge of a bonfire, the negative influence of Odu Aika is this moment alerts to the dangers of aggression and imminent explosive violence. This is often gratuitous. You've reached your limit, and from there, all that remains is the leap into the unknown abyss. It's not always easy to see the reality of life and not be hurt when you realize that despite all your efforts, it seems that happiness is getting farther and farther away. Still, giving in to these impulses will not cause revolution, just more confusion. Breathe for a moment and, looking inward, seek to recognize how much of all that anguish and hurt comes from the demands you impose on yourself and others. No matter how strong your will, your self sufficiency, and your ability to achieve, not everyone around you is prepared to experience a roller coaster of emotions like you, and demanding it from them will only reinforce the loneliness that adult life has imposed on you. In the same way, just because others can keep up with your pace, it doesn't mean that they don't deserve your trust. As difficult as this may seem, it is possible to delegate tasks and responsibilities to people around you, as long as you can recognize these limitations and especially learn who and what to trust. On the other hand, as an Odu of contrast and revolutions, Ica often ends up rocking your emotional stability, which can lead you to act aggressively and make decisions based on passion instead of reason. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Always maybe that way. Neither you nor the universe will know which direction to take, So any effort will be in vain. Instead of accelerating and tripping over your own feet while trying to accomplish everything at the same time, how about slowing down and moving forward with the certainty that the path you have taken is the one you really want? Remember, life changes happen one step at a time. All right, so I think it's all about making the right choices here. Because if you don't, it says that to avoid reality only makes you face the same issues again and again. Okay, because as I said, at the end of the day, karma does not discriminate. It's all basically, karma is all to do with the cause of law. In fact, what you put out there, in other words, what you see, sorry, what you uh plant, okay, is what you reap. Okay, what the souls that you have planted is, that's what you're going to get back. So if you plant back seeds, then you're going to, obviously you're going to get bad fruit. Okay, if you plant good seeds, then obviously you're going to get good fruit. So I think we need to be very, very careful about the decisions and choices that we make in our life, because our fate, okay, can rely on uh the decisions and choices that we make. All right, so let's see what spirit messages, okay, that's coming up for the collective. It could be to do with this, or it could be to do with um something else, or just general collective advice. Okay, spirit angels, what messages do you have for? Okay, it says practice gratitude, appreciation, thankfulness, contentment, and joy. All right, this is what Spirit would like us to do. It says embrace your inner child, healing. Okay, so that would require healing, playfulness, a sense of innocence and joy. Okay, it also says that practice self-care, which involves nurturing. It will involve, or you probably feel more rejuvenated. And it's all about taking care of yourself, because it says well-being here. Okay, it also says here strengthen your spiritual connection. Okay, that will require faith, guidance, inner peace, and connection. Okay, and it also says here release old patterns and beliefs. Okay, so that would require release, healing, growth, and transformation. All right, we've got here for that, for some of you who've already walked away from toxic people, places, things. It says trust the universe, faith, surrender, divine timing, because everything is done in divine timing. And it says find balance in your masculine and feminine energies, and that would require integration, harmony, balance, and wholeness, so you can become this phoenix rising. Okay, let's see what advice the angels have for the collective. Okay, and if you are interested in working with crystals, angels, I'll put the names of some books, okay, which I like to recommend. So please check the description box. All right, so let's see what advice the angels have for the collective. What advice do you have for the collective? Okay, it says you are profoundly clairvoyant. So some of you might have this gift. It says trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight. For your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Okay, that's for some of you. Let's see. bit of a shuffle again. What else do you have? Okay, it says power animal. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. So maybe some of you might need to, like go out in nature, okay, a bit more. Maybe have some connection with animals to help you. If you, if you want to sort of as well develop your intuition in that sense. Okay, it says that listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. So maybe it's a chance for you to connect to your higher power or have some connection with spirit if you need to. For some of you, it says you are powerful light worker. It is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings in loving service to the divine. Okay, some of you could be an earth angel because it says you are light worker again. It says who has come to earth to teach about love. All right. Um, Again, it goes on here. It says, Goddess, express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. So some of us might need to work on the feminine energy, the feminine side, which is all to do with self-care, self-love. All right. And then again, you can call on Archangel Raphael. It says the healing angel, Archangel Raphael, the healing angel is with you supporting your healing work. Okay, and if you need any form of healing, you could call on Archangel Ariel. I'm sorry, um Raphael, sorry, Raphael. Um let me see what other decks. Okay, I think I'm just going to close it off with this motivational message. All right, okay, let me do the crystal deck first, okay, and then close off the reading with the motivational message deck. Okay, so let's see what crystals, okay, our spiritual team would like us to work with at this time. The spiritual link is what crystal? Okay, we've got the first one they are recommending is Larima. And this is for the throat chakra, okay, which is all to do with the way we express ourselves, to do very much linked to with what we want to bring about, what we want to create, as well as the way we express ourselves. It says, listening. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. Okay. Also smoky quartz, okay, for the root chakra, which is to do with our stability and security in the area of life. And they're recommending smoky quartz for the root chakra. Okay, so we've got Larima for the throat chakra, smoky quartz for the root chakra. It says strength. Strength comes from your connection to the root of your being. Okay, for some of you that maybe need trying to find, you're probably trapped in a situation and you want to have the courage to move um, past any toxic situations. You got this fire guide, okay, for the sacral chakra, which is to do with our emotions, our passions, desires. It says creation, the flames of destruction will ignite by rebirth. So it's moving from what no longer serves a higher purpose, okay, to bring this about, to bring some form of rebirth that can help us to be this phoenix rising. Okay, and okay, for the solar plexus chakra, we've got citrine, which is to do with our self-esteem, self-confidence, our willpower. Okay, and it says that abundance, the world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. And this is also a very good crystal. Okay, this one, it's for the root chakra, it's hematite. This is a very good crystal for women, all right, to give you strength, especially if you're a timid person as well, all right. All right, or if you're facing any legal issues at the moment. Okay, it says foundation. Foundation is what the castle of your soul is built on. Okay, that can give you the inner strength and courage to move, you know, away from things that no longer serve your higher purpose, to help you to make the right decisions for your life. And hematite is very much it's good for the root chakra. Okay, all right. And they want me to pick one more. Okay, they want me to choose this one. Okay, we've got, and then rhodonite. Okay, for the heart chakra, which is all to do with love, partnerships, and relationships. It says love is a verb, so make it your most treasured action. Okay. And to close off the reading, let me use this one. Some of you might have already done that. It says here, follow my joy. Today I will write down 10 things I enjoy doing, the things that make me feel good and raise my mood. Then I'll pick one or as many as I feel guided to and go do it. When I am having fun and enjoying life, I am in a state of allowing for all that I desire. Okay, so should I choose another one, Spirit? All right, yeah, they want me to see like this one. It says hold lightly. I take the things and people that come into my life lightly, not holding on too tight, so that when, so this is follow your joy. Okay, this one is hold lightly. It says I take the things and people that come into my life lightly, not holding on too tight, so that when it comes time for them to go, they may go smoothly. This does not mean I love any less, but that I am open to the changes of life. And then it goes on. This one is personal journey. Okay, it says here, I follow what feels right within me without needing validation from others. We are each on our own journey, and mine does not need to look like anyone else. My enjoyment and satisfaction is validation enough. Okay, so maybe someone out there might need to hear this to give them the courage, okay, to heal those wounds, inner child wounds. Okay, could be something to do with rejection here. Okay, maybe at the moment they're probably feeling trapped, they don't know how to do this. All right, and if they were to connect to the higher power, all right, to get help from above, that will help them feel more at home. Okay, and at the end of the day, it starts with self-love. All right, self-love, self-care, and by doing so, that you will then feel worthy about yourself to make the right decision to move away from whatever that doesn't serve your higher purpose, to become this phoenix rising. All right, so once again, I hope you enjoy this reading. All right, this was a general collective reading. All right, and whatever messages that came out, I hope it will be useful to you in some way as part of your healing. You can use these messages to help you as you go along life journey. All right, and thanks for taking the time out, all right, to watch this reading. Thank you ever so much for your support. Whatever you did in the past or what you're about to do is much appreciated. And once again, oh yes, please don't forget the description box, because I like to recommend a few books, okay, which you can help as you go along life's journey. And if you did enjoy this reading, please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, or share, or just leave a comment. Thank you for watching. See you next time, and goodbye.